Hey guys, it's me, Maddie, and today I'm doing an Aglaya showcase in honor of her rerun just releasing today. Spoiler, I totally just dated the video, but whatever. Yes, her rerun did just come back today. However, I already had her. I got her on her original banner, and I was not expecting to pull for her, but when I saw that I got her pretty early, I was like, you know what? I guess it was a sign. It was a gift from the gods, as she would put it. So, of course, around the time that I pulled for her, I actually did go ahead and build her. I had just finished building my Jade, I believe, and I think, yes, that does line up, because it was around that time when I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually try to catch up to the characters that are out. And I did, guys. I have Aglaya, and I built her, and I'm gonna show you guys that right now after I remind you, as per usual, this showcase does not mean that my build for her is like the true build that works for her. Whatever works best for you, go for it. I'm not always able to get the best rolls on relics, and sometimes I don't always have all the light cones that I should, because if you aren't familiar, I don't really pull for light cones. I typically can't afford to because I like to believe that I'm relatively free to play. So I don't have any like signature light cones. I know, I wish I did too, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And if you guys have any advice or any opinions, please, I encourage you to leave them down in the comments below. And as a different kind of reminder, since it's early on in the video, if you enjoyed what you see, if you like watching some of my videos but you're not subscribed, I don't know why aren't you subscribed? I post all these amazing videos, more or less, and if you like them, please subscribe so you can see more and know when I post them. Even though I've been a little inconsistent, I'm getting better. I'm working on it, guys. But anyway, yeah, back to the topic at hand. Please subscribe for more. Aglaya, I love her design. I will say that. I love her design. I do not love her as a character. She kind of gets under my skin a little. And I get that it's like because she's losing her humanity and is not all that human, but it's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. Anyway, we're gonna start off with, you guessed it, her Eidolons. There's no copies of her. You guys know how I roll. I don't pull for copies unless your name is Sparkle. Or unless you're standard 5-star, which I don't pull for those intentionally. So, there you have it. She's E0. I don't have any plans to pull for her copies, so sorry to crush your dreams and the Aglaya mains out there. Let's see her light cone. Fortunately, I do have her second best light cone. It is Sweat Now, Cry Less, which is Fei Xiao's 4-star Remembrance light cone. And this is her second best light cone according to her build guide. That's right, guys. I follow guides now, as I'm supposed to, with only like a little slight improvisation if need be. See, look, she's her reruns. Her first rerun is coming up, guys. It's happening. Oh no, her first rerun is here. If you didn't believe me, if I didn't already date this video to oblivion, she is back in the shop. And I'm so mad with these banners, this build, but it's whatever. Don't worry about it. Back on track though. Yes, her light cone, it's maxed out. It is the second best option for horror if you don't have her signature light cone. She's E0. Moving on to traces, her traces are all maxed out, including basic attack, which I try not to do. I've been trying to get into the habit of not doing basic attack upgrades, but I had like an abundance of materials for her, I think, so I was like, you know what, might as well. I kind of like, I was mindlessly farming for her, and I like was not paying attention at some point. I stopped paying attention completely. And so I just, yeah, she had an overflow, and on top of the fact that I had to get more materials because I have to upgrade her memo sprite resources as well. Yeah, that was yeah, you can see where I kind of went a little brain dead at some point. But all of her traces are maxed out, so there's nothing to worry about there. Her relics, those are all maxed out too. I spared no expense because, like I said in a previous video, I'm trying to get better at building my characters in the best way possible. And that takes farming the same Cavern of Corrosion 100 times, which I'm not gonna say I did, but I'm also not gonna say I didn't sit there for an hour or so farming her Cavern of Corrosion, because it was not giving me anything that I needed. Same with the planar ornaments and trying to get those. It was grinding for Aglaia was definitely a pain in the butt, but it was worth it because I do use her from time to time. And as much as I love being one of the few people that have Jing Yuan, because people still slept on him when his rerun came out, his only rerun, I believe. Yeah, as one of the few people that have Jing Yuan and have him built to some extent, I recognize when he's been slightly power crept, and it just so happens that we're in Emporius, so of course Aglaia's gonna be meta. Everything in here takes lightning damage, and the whole focus is memo sprite, so I'm like, oh great, okay, whatever. Yeah, so tangent aside, her relics are all messed out to the best of my ability. Their rolls may not be the best for her, but I did try really hard to get what she needs. And speaking of, we're gonna end her material showcase with her stats. So starting off, her HP is 6,067, which is pretty good. I think she has like one of the highest HPs out of all my characters. I don't even know how that happened. Her attack is 2,191. Her defense is 863. However, she is super slow. Like I said, my rolls were third rate at best because she has a speed of 102, and it is rough. It's rough out here, guys. Her crit rate, however, you guys know, I have a terrible time trying to get crit rate for any of my characters. She does have 65.6% crit rate, which, oh, thank goodness, because otherwise that would defeat the point of her being a DPS. And her crit damage is 149.5%, but I think with her light cone she gains more. Oh, I know. Wait. No, this is already in effect. Okay, so yeah, she has a 12% increase in her crit rate already, and then when we look at her damage, we'll see that it increases by 24% on field. But yeah, that's the main stats. Her break effect is 55% on the dot. Her effect hit rate is 15.9%, and her effect resistance is 10.8%. And her lightning damage boost is 22.4%, but again, that's going to increase by 24% when her memo sprite is on the field. And if you've never seen Aglaia on field, or if you've never seen anyone with Aglaia, which I will show you guys after this, her memo sprite is pretty much always on the field, because that's what it means to be a DPS, I guess. I'm still trying to get familiar with the Memo Sprite things. I would go over the Memo Sprite stats, but they're the same. They are pretty much the same, except the speed is 35, but I think their speed is capped at some point. So, I think, yeah. I don't know. Again, Memo Sprite's definitely a different concept. It's very interesting. Not all of the characters in Emphorius even have one, so that's another thing. But, yeah, they're the same. They have the same stats, so nothing really worth mentioning. But yes, this is my Aglaia. She is built, guys. She is very playable, very usable. I do use her quite often. The only problem is her team comp. So, this is a great subject to talk about. So, apparently, her free-to-play her free-to-play team composition composes of characters I don't use at all. And I'm gonna catch a lot of flack for saying this, but guys, I don't have my Remembrance Trailblazer built at all whatsoever. I know I should, you know, and I have all of her Eidolons, but I just don't have it in me to build another Trailblazer. I just feel like it's really not as easy as it seems, if that makes sense. So, yeah, she's not built. My bad, guys. You know what? I dropped the ball on that one. But instead, and I looked really hard to find some replacements for what I was lacking, because boy was I lacking. Typically, her free-to-play options are Remembrance Trailblazer, Lynx for heals, and Asta, yep. And while I do have all of those characters, only one of them are built, and that's Asta, so that's kind of out of the question. So instead, I look towards her more expensive team comp, and they're all characters I do not own. I don't have a Robin, I don't have a Sunday, and I don't have a Huahua. I don't have any of them. Like, what in the world? Those are all characters I went on my way to avoid, except for Sunday. I tried. I didn't try. I completely missed his banners on both reruns. So it's been hard, guys. It's been really hard. So I was like, how do I do this? What should I do? And I thought about it, and I read, and I compared, and guys, I did research. You'll never believe it, but I actually looked into this stuff I needed to do prior to the video, and I found perfect substitutions. Not perfect. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect because it's not her recommended team comp for reasons, but it works for me, and I think it works pretty well. So I'm going to go over that. First, we have Aglaia. Well, for starters, this is a heavily improvised hyper carry team, with Aglaia being the main and only DPS, and Sparkle and Ruan Mei being her supports. Now, you guys know I'm a Sparkle main. Sparkle's going to be in all my team comps somehow. I'm going to work her in there one way or another. But she does buff damage, and since Aglaia is our DPS, she will need all the damage she can get. And with Sparkle only needing to focus on Aglaia, it helps to have her there, and she opens up more technique points. So skill points. Oh my god, guys. She gives us the option of 7 skill points, which is always helpful, because on the flip side, we also have Ruan Mei, who also not only buffs damage, but she buffs speed, and she reduces the resistance penetration on... She reduces the resistance Why didn't I just say it how it actually is? She buffs resistance penetrations on enemy. So, and because I have her break effect at 185, we get the max damage multiplier that comes with her using her talent. I believe it's her talent. I'm not going to look into it. I'm pretty sure it's her talent or her technique. One of those. So we have all of Runmay's buffs that we possibly can have. And again, with Aglaya being the only DPS, all of that pretty much goes to her, and she's able to do the max amount of damage that this team can offer. And then we have Natasha, because I gotta take a break from Locha, I guess, or that make me look like a specific type of person, and look, I treat all my healers equally, kinda. All my healers, and there's only 2 built. I'm working on it. We're getting there. But yeah, Natasha's there to help sustain, and I think it's a pretty free-to-play team. I say that because I try to advocate for the fact that I'm mostly free-to-play. I haven't spent any money trying to pull for any characters in particular, besides Don Hung when he first came out. That ended terribly, so never again, guys. I never did it again, I don't think. So, I like to think that all these characters are free to play because I pulled them with all the in-game currency that I earned while playing the game. But of course, that doesn't really translate for other people, so at your own risk, if you have Runmay, definitely use her with Aglaya. I know Sparkle is not one of the most popular characters to have, so if you just so happen to have Sparkle, you throw her in there too, because she's great. Everyone should have Sparkle in their team. And Natasha, yes. Just yes. Yeah, you all have a Natasha. Whether she's built or not, totally up to you. I don't judge. But that is the Aglaya team that I would recommend. Of course, it's gonna be like situational. Like, you shouldn't be using Aglaya if the weakness isn't lightning. I feel like that's common sense, but I also have to operate on the basis that people could brute force their way through it, which is what Runmay can be used for. But I would like to emphasize that it's best to use her if the weakness is primarily lightning. You could probably get away with like 1 or 2 little enemies that are just random thingies if she has a high enough damage output, and it should make sense. That's how it is for other characters. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Again, per these showcases, the outro is going to be just me using this team comp to show you guys how it works in different scenarios. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and let me know if there's anyone in particular that you want to see built that I haven't built already, or if there's anyone you want me to pull for, and I might be able to do that, maybe, within my free-to-play money spending limit. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!